Has truck pricing gone absolutely wild? Hey, it's Corey, pickup truck plus SUV talk, and boy, have I got a story for you on this week's truck news recap. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
This week's Truck News Recap is sponsored by my friends at Screen Pro Tech. They make the film that goes over top the infotainment screen and digital dash. This is a great product. It keeps the smudges off, keeps the scratches off, and it actually makes the screen for the infotainment screen more of a tacky feel. So on long road trips, like I just finished a long camping trip, it was easier for me to pull up my music, pull up my podcasts, and use the map. My finger didn't slip around so much on the screen, and it was easier to use those systems. I also kept off a lot of the smudges, fingerprints, and didn't have any scratches from, say, anything I was using. The screen still looks brand new. Have any problems with it, I can peel it right off. I can order a new piece of film, go over top of it. It's like you would with a cell phone. Keeps that screen nice. So I'm not worried about any time in the future having a scratched screen, and I can keep that looking like brand new. Go ahead and get yours at screenprotect.com. About 60 bucks for the infotainment screen and the cover. They have it for all makes and models. Get 15% off. Use discount code pickup15. They make this nice little cylinder. It's like a boutique kind of cylinder. It comes with all your screens in there, and then they have a application that with a little applicator and a really nice high quality cloth used to clean it as well as after you apply it, and some spray to put it on. So easy to apply. I've had videos on the channel on how I've applied it, and it's held up on my truck and my wife's Ford Ranger. We've both been really happy with this product. So make sure you get yours. I really was looking for something for these trucks we buy that have these really big screens. Make sure I want it protected. This has been really good. All right, let's head back to more of this week's truck news recap.
So, yes, our friends over at The Drive uncovered a very interesting story that I have taken a slightly different angle on over on our website, pickuptrucktalk.com. I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen here. You can see it is on the homepage. Is 2026 truck pricing really crazy? A $100,000 1988 Chevy truck just sold. And yes, it is as crazy as it sounds. So as we click in here and look at this article, the Drive found this story on this pickup truck that was basically factory fresh. It still had the plastic protection on all the upholstery, from the bench seat to the flooring to the door panels. This thing is as close to Doc Brown's time machine as we are going to get. It really was preserved and an example of exactly what trucks were like back when I was 2 years old. And there really is a lot to talk about here. How this one is spec'd, even where it was sold. It was originally delivered to a dealership in Florida that sold both Chevrolets and Oldsmobiles, which we haven't seen Oldsmobiles since I was in high school. So yes, lots of things have changed since this truck was new, but not the truck itself. It has held up remarkably well. And yes, did just sell for auction at GAA Classic Cars for $100,000. But that's not the craziest part of this story. I do want to take you into just how well preserved this pickup truck is, because you can see it is a great example of the time machine. The brown paint, the brown custom cloth interior with matching brown seat belts that you can see here. This truly is an example of pickup trucks we don't get anymore. It seems like today, everything is white or gray with a black cloth interior, which we will get to here shortly. But yes, even the carpets are brown, all the plastics are brown, 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 brown. Gotta love the 80s, right? This particular one only had 55 miles on the odometer and had some unusual luxuries, though, that also speak to the fact that this was delivered to a dealership in Florida. We have air conditioning, a sliding opening rear window, and an automatic transmission, not something you typically saw on work trucks of the era. So yes, pretty modern by uh, 1988 standards. Digging into it further, you can see here we had 454 power under the hood. As a Chevy guy myself, I always wanted a Chevelle or a Camaro with a 454 under the hood because that just meant massive power. But what is even more interesting is this 1988 truck is using some technology that was introduced for 1987, and that is the lack of carburetor on this one. We do have a throttle body set up for better overall performance from this big V8 engine. It also had dual gas tanks, a feature that I did experience. My dad had a Ford F100 pickup truck when I was 10 years old, and it had dual fuel tanks, which is an interesting thing. Like, why not just make the fuel tank bigger? But it's an era that has long gone by. Other amenities, as I mentioned, we had a 3-speed automatic with a proper column shift. It seems like everything is going to a console mounted shifter. I love a good column mounted shifter on a work truck, on a pickup truck. Yes, yes, yes. More of this today, please. But the big news here comes from this screenshot of the window sticker. There's a lot to talk about on this window sticker. It's a little grainy, but I did my best to dig in and take a look here. According to the window sticker, it sold for, or I should say, it had a starting MSRP of $16,000, which is an absolute steal in today's money. I don't think you could buy a single brand new car for $16,000. They all start in the 20s now, if you're lucky. So, yes, an absolute steal to get a well equipped workhorse for 16K. But that's not the full story, because if you click on the US inflation calculator here, put in 1988 and put in, what do we got, $16,000, you get a staggering $43,000. But that was just the starting price. With all the options on our particular truck, we're stickering for just over $22,000, which, going back here to our inflation calculator, plug in those numbers in, you will see a sticker price of $61,000, which is not quite the same steal that we originally thought, looking at that MSRP of 16 and the optioned up price of 22. It's a little bit different world here today. And if you go to Chevy's website, which I have linked right here, I have built a 2026 Silverado 3500 with a 6.6 liter V8 with over 400 horsepower and over 400 pound-feet of torque. And you get this right here. We'll go ahead and take you ahead. 4-wheel drive, dual rear wheels, 6.6 liter gas V8, 10-speed automatic, air conditioning, power windows, power locks, and Apple CarPlay. You're going to be somewhere in the low $50,000 after incentives, which, let's see, 60,000, 50,000. So yeah, maybe truck prices aren't as absurd as we thought they were, because when you really look into it and dig into the numbers, it's actually quite affordable at 53,000 for a basic work truck with sterling gray paint. And let's see here, we have vinyl, but cloth is a no cost option. So yeah, black vinyl interior. So yeah, gray or white with black interior. This is the modern brown, and yeah, still quite a steal for us at just over $50,000. So very interesting pricing there when you actually dig into it and modernize it for 2026. So maybe those good old days weren't as good as they have remained in your memory. Maybe they should just stay in your brain. But yes, quite a lot going on there. with this dually. Other news from the week. It's actually kind of a busy week for us. Jeep announced a new engine in the Grand Cherokee, and I actually got to drive it and sample it. The Hurricane 4 turbocharged four-cylinder 2-liter with its turbulent jet injection or ignition there in the engine, boasting more power, better fuel economy, and the same tow rating as the base V6, which is a very interesting way to look at it. But yes, I did get to drive that one. I have a full drive video already up on our YouTube channel if you want to check that out. But it seems like the story really has been recalls, recalls, recalls. Not only did we have a Nissan Rogue recall affecting over 400,000 of their 24, 25, and maybe 26 model Rogue SUVs, which is their best seller. Then you've got this, a trailer module software issue with 4.3 million F-150s recalled. But as Tim lays out here, it will uh, include an over-the-air update, which would negate you having to go into your dealership. But yes, we've got full news on that there over on pickuptrucktalk.com. And then overall, some issues and reliability things that we have seen on the 25 to 26 Ram 1500. Again, I hate to say it, but it does seem like recalls really have been the story here lately in a modern automotive production. It seems like for whatever reason, we're just seeing more and more complexity, which leads to more and more recalls. I do long for the days of more simple trucks like that 1988 Chevy truck we saw earlier, but we do have some really good modern amenities that should not be overlooked. So there are some good things that go along with the bad things when it comes to modern pickup trucks. Well, that is about it for our truck news recap for the week. I do encourage you to go over to the Pickup Truck Talk YouTube channel where you will see that first drive video of the Jeep Grand Cherokee with its new four-cylinder 2-liter turbocharged engine. I also have a first drive video of a Mazda CX-5 for 2026, the brand's bestseller, and a new Jeep Cherokee first drive video. So lots of first drives over on the YouTube channel and a whole lot more going on over there. If you have not yet, you are going to want to click, where is it? The logo on screen to subscribe to this channel so that you will see more from us. Absolutely click the vehicle video image down below to check out the video that YouTube thinks you should watch if you are watching this on YouTube. I've been Corey, and I will see you down the road.